Hey guys, welcome back to this new video. This week we had on Darrell Hill, shot putter, Diamond League champion. He's made every U.S. team since, like, I don't know, the Egyptians were building the pyramids. I don't know. It seems like he's been on every U.S. team since I can remember, which is not that many years, but a lot of years. He's been on a lot of U.S. teams, and he's been a representative of the team. He's had a lot of long throws. He's competing for a gold medal going into 2021. Another Diamond League title next year, hopefully. But a really good sit-down conversation. He's a big food guy, football guy, Cowboys fan, unfortunately for him. The most America's mediocre team. But hey, we talked about a lot of fun things, and it was a really good conversation. And I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do want to see more or be there live when we do these, try to do them once a week. I do go live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on Twitch. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on Twitch. That link is below. Come hang out, ask us questions, ask the questions you want to ask people like this. Drop suggestions in the comments below of people you want to see next on these track talks. It's just a lot of fun to be able to sit down with people, share their stories, share my story, share the track story of these people who day in and day out are really the ones growing the sport. And I appreciate all the guests coming on so far. I appreciate Darrell coming on. I appreciate you guys' support so far. So if you do like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to hit the bell icon, that'd be great. But come join us on Twitch next time you can. It's a lot of fun, and enjoy this video. And until next time, see you guys. All right, you able to hear me? I unmute it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let me adjust you down a little bit. Perfect. All right, man. Welcome to the stream. You were one of the first people I reached out to actually when I had the idea. So you're one of you've fallen down the line a little bit, unfortunately, but
right.
You're one of the OG people that I reached out to. So welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, bro. Better late than never. I feel like we've had this conversation like 3 times, but we're here. You know, it's established. The community's well set. Now we're here. So it is what it is. Let's go.
All right. So most of my chat is 150-pound or 120-pound distance runners, I will say, or that's where the root of the community is based. Not many shot putter or throwers really in the community. So maybe talk a little about yourself, a few of your credentials. You've got a pretty big list that keeps growing, and kind of just explain where you went to college, your professional career a little bit, and some of your accolades for the chat.
Cool. I'm Darrell Hill, aka Big Homie, shot put. I believe I'm ranked 15th all time in the world list of shot putting. Went to Penn State from Philly. I've been on every U.S. team since the 2016 Olympics, so indoor or outdoor, every major championship team. I've been there, made finals in 2017, 2019 World Championship, won a Diamond League championship, NCAA All-American. Yeah, I've done some cool stuff, you know.
It's a pretty serious list there.
Listen, I'm no Clayton Murphy, but I do all right.
Hey, I mean, the fact you've hit every single team. I remember when I made the World Championship team in 15 because of the Nick Simmons thing. And then I said, okay, I'm going to make every single team for the rest of my career outdoors.
Right.
And then 16, I had the success in Rio, and I said, I'm going to make every single final of outdoor meets. Mm-hmm. And then 17 came around, and I didn't even make the team. I ruined my streak so props to you, man. I mean, every single team is impressive, indoor and outdoor, especially in an event where I feel like it's I mean, down the centimeters, as everybody kind of jokes about, but it really is a thing where it's like you're off by a couple centimeters at a U.S. champs. It's not like the U.S. are slouches in the shot put.
Dude, our event is crazy, man. Like it's crazy to think about. Like when you think about the U.S. and the shot put, is for the past couple of years, it's been the same 3 guys. It's been me, it's been Joe, it's been Ryan. We've been the guys on every team. If there's a major team, it's either us 3 or some different combination of us 3. And it's a crazy journey. Like I trained with Joe for a period of time, so we've got a good relationship. And I've competed with Ryan. We're the same age, same year. So all the way back to, senior year of high school, kind of all the way until now, we've been competing alongside of each other. So it's been a crazy journey so far, dude, for sure.
So you're 15th. Who is actively competing or you have competed against from the US are either like right below you or right above you on that all-time list?
Actively competing, that's right below me.
Or even above you, because is there a few people above you that are, because is Ryan throwing? Have you thrown
It
farther
would
than
just be
Ryan?
Ryan and Joe.
Ryan
It'd
and
be
Joe are,
Ryan and Joe. Yeah, they're like tied for third right now. I mean, it's crazy. 2291. They're tied for third all time.
well, he just threw that
So we
throw
are.
like a couple months ago, right? He threw that throw in Atlanta or something that was like a monster.
Yeah. So I believe he might have been fourth all time at 2290 because that's what he threw at Worlds, and Joe was third at 2291. Then he sets a centimeter PR at 2291. Now they're tied for third all time. Yeah, like 2 months ago. I mean, I think, if I'm calling honesty here, I think we might be on world record watch, man. I can't lie.
Well, it's just like you three in the same meet, and it's exactly what
Yeah.
happened at like I was doing a little research today, and I watched that little video that the Diamond League put out on you about 2017 and the journey and meeting Obama and all those things. And I want to get next couple of those things too.
Right.
But like how you stepped up in that sixth throw and just threw a monster throw, PR. I mean, all it takes is one person like that of you three to step up there in the sixth round of a U.S. champs or a world champs when it's the money's on the line and one of you to just chuck it out there.
I think every year, if you pay attention to the sport, every year there's been some kind of moment like that. Like in 2016, Ryan took a huge step and won the Olympics at 22:52, broke the Olympic record. Like that was a 40 centimeter.
I remember that. Yeah, that night was insane.
Exactly. 2017 World Championships is crazy. It goes down to the last round. Tom wins. 2017, I hit the big 6-round throw, 22:44. 2018, I have 6 throws over 22 at the Diamond League final, and Tom sets a Diamond League record, 22:60. These are all like pinnacle season-ending competitions that I'm talking about.
Yeah, like the money meets. This isn't no like
right,
hole in the wall Euro meet where you're trying to throw it. Like these are the money meets.
Yeah, like 2019 Worlds, it goes all the way down again to the last round, 22:90, 22:91 for Joe and Ryan. Like, and Tom opens up at 22:90. So, I mean, at this rate, it's just a matter of time.
Before one of you do it. And I mean, you're the first one on the stream, so it's probably you, to be honest. You know, it's the stream luck.
I will tell you this: you will never hear me say that it's not going to be me. But the thing about it is I don't even care if I'm first to do it. I just hope that I'm last to do it.
There you go. Of like the group, yeah. It's funny you bring up Tom's name though.
I bring it last, and I get to keep it. Like that's fine by me.
It's funny you bring up Tom's name. My dad spent time with me in Europe in 2018 when I had a little Europe trip in 2018. My dad came over and he did a couple of the random Europe meets with me, and Tom was at a couple of those meets, and my dad became like best friends with Tom. And one night after the meet, my dad called me. He's like, "Hey, you coming over for dinner?" I'm like, "Who you having dinner with?" He's like, "I'm like 3 beers deep with Tom Walsh," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You're going drink for drink with that man?" Like, that is not a good idea. Like, my dad's like not much. I mean, he's not big. He's a little bit bigger than me now, but I mean, he's not a big dude at all. He's skinny. I mean, you're like, you're going drink for drink with him? Like, come on, you need to pick some better drinking buddies.
Yeah, listen, we don't like Tom that much because he's from New Zealand. He's the other guy, but just like on the personal level, we all like Tom's cool.
Yeah, Tom's
like, so I could definitely see him going drink for drink with your dad, for sure.
So,
I can see that.
One question I always ask to start before we go off the track is, how'd you get in the track? How'd you get in the shot put? Everybody has an interesting story. I've read a little bit about yours, but I'm sure not everybody else probably is dug as deep as I did today. But tell a little bit about your story, your journey, and really like how you found what you've now become one of the best in the world at.
Right. It was my junior year of high school, and I was wrestling at the period of time. So obviously it's one reason I was wrestling, and like I wasn't having that much fun. Like I've always been the kid that every season of sports, like I'm always doing something. Like I've tried every sport except soccer, like baseball, football, basketball, wrestling, like track. But I did track in middle school, but like I ran. Like I was just always trying to, like I was big too. Like I wasn't a small dude running. Like, and I wasn't like, it's not that story where like I'm the 6-foot dude and I'm super big and I'm super fast. No, like I was on the C team relays. Like I was a heavy kid. Like it was just, it is what it is. What it is. But junior year of high school, I was wrestling. I wasn't having that much fun, but I was still doing it. And the track coach see me in the hallway, and he was like, "Listen, we've got our league championship coming up. Like our track team was good at our school, so we've got runners like I'm not sure if you're familiar with Eric Futch.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we were on track team at the same time. Like
Gotcha.
our school, Darrell, he's an alum, like former fastest man in the world. So our school is pretty good in track.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Yo, we could win this league championship, but we don't have anybody to throw the shot put. All you got to do is come out,
And
throw
chuck
a
it.
ball." Yeah, he's all you got to do is come out, throw a ball. There's gonna be girls there. Like this is how he sold it to me. He said, "Look, you throw the ball. It's gonna be girls there. Like you just get to hang out. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You don't got to do nothing else." I was like, that don't sound too bad. So I was like, okay. I went and checked it out, and it's not that story either. Where like, come out and I win and I fall in love. No, I lost, and it wasn't like shot put wasn't that fun, but my team was fun.
Yeah.
And I just had a good time with them, and so I was just like, you know what? I'll come check it out again. Went back to the meet the next weekend, and I was like, I'm having way more fun on these bus rides and these trips than I'm having wrestling. So like, I'm gonna stick with this. And just one thing led to another, like just who I am, trying to be competitive. I got on YouTube, tried to figure out the technique, you know, learn a little bit more about the sport. That's when I found all the professional guys. Like that's when I seen what the Olympics really was. And I was like, okay, cool. Kept doing it. Obviously, I was playing football, and then opportunities just kept lining up for me. Like the football scholarships fell through, and then track scholarships came in. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're throwing shot put. And with the school, first I was trying to win a conference championship. That was my goal. Then it was to try to be a Big Ten champion. Then it was to try to be an All-American. Then it was to try to be a national. Like it's just like a constant trying to be the next best thing. Yeah. That kind of led me to it literally stacked me up to 2016. Like 2015, I tied for an NCAA championship. On the second best throw, I lost. You know how that goes. And so the next thing was to try to make the Olympics, and that was 2016. So I was like, okay, like let's put our eggs in this basket and work super hard, made it happen, and then the rest is history.
Or making more history, you know?
Right, yeah, right.
But we'll come back to I want to come back to the Penn State, a little bit about the college and your recruiting process as a thrower, maybe how it differs. But I want to go off the track. This is where the fun really starts. This is where a lot of people have started to connect with you through social media. Is you off the track and your hot takes on the NBA, your food videos. Your food videos.
Right.
A lot of people have started connecting with you on social media. So we'll start with these food videos and your YouTube channel. How'd you get into it? Have you always been a cook? Like, explain a little bit of the cooking side of you and how it's become what you have today, and explain a little bit about what you do today for those of you who don't know.
I wouldn't say I've always been a cook, TBH. Like, I wouldn't say that. I've always loved food, though. Like, being a big dude, like, I've always loved food. But like, not just the process of eating a lot of food. Like, I was always interested in, like, trying to eat things that taste good. And it started as I got better in this sport and I had more free time. Like, you know, listen, I'm sure you can speak to this. Training in this sport can be very stressful.
Oh, yeah.
At times. Right. So for me, cooking became that thing that I would do to get away from my phone, to get away from training. Just like, I literally watch recipe videos and like go downstairs and start cooking.
Your switch. You got to have that off switch in the sport.
Exactly. Next thing you know, I've killed 3 hours. At the end of it, I got to eat some super good food, and like it's time to shut down, get ready for bed. So that was like a routine I created to like just put the days together. Like I trained super hard. I like start working on practicing different recipes and foods. I'd eat super good, go to sleep, and I was just like in this rhythm. And I just started. I had roommates at the time: Chris Bernard, Olympic triple jumper, and Raven Saunders were my roommates at the time. And so I just kept making these foods. And after a while, I'd be like, man, I know food, and I really feel like I'm killing this right now. So I would always like, hey, try this. And they'd be like, damn. And I'm like, nah, look, we're in the house. It's just us. Like, you give me the real. Like, I don't want you to just tell me this is good because I'm your friend. Like, always give me the honest review. And every single time they're like, yo, this is good. Yo, this is the best I've ever had this. This is the best I've ever had that. And so then it was just a process of keep allowing more people to try it, confidence builds. And yeah, it just, I was like, okay, cool. Well, people like me. I like the camera. I like to cook. I like food. I'm good at it. Like, boom.
It works. It works. I mean, those videos, dude, I see those videos. Some of them like, yo, I'm going to make this tonight. Like, and then I never get around to actually, I'm not great. I enjoy cooking too.
Right.
I've gotten more and more into it over the last, I'd say, year for sure. I've always been kind of like you. Like, I always want to try, like, I go to a restaurant and I want to try like the best thing on the menu. Like, what's your special? Like, what's the chef got tonight? And I want to go to a good restaurant where it's like, what's the chef cooking here?
Right.
But I've never been, and I'll never get to your level of cooking. But I do enjoy it, and I see where you're saying of like,
you keep watching, bro. You can get there.
I see what you're saying about like that switch. Like for me, like that's golf. Like I go out and turn on music in the golf cart, play with a couple friends, and it's like 3 or 4 hours of like what you're saying. No social media, no tweets. You're not seeing the sport. Like that's my switch. But all right, I want to start with a few questions about the food. Couple from chat, and then I want to do a kind of like a hot rapid question thing with you a little bit. We'll start with this kind of back to the restaurant take. What's your favorite restaurant in Philly?
Ooh, favorite restaurant in Philly. So
yeah, tell us about the food in Philly. Tell us about the food in Philly and your experience of the food in Philly too.
Philly, listen, the East Coast in general, okay, for people that are not from the East Coast, maybe you are. The East Coast has the best food, period. Like, if you are into sandwiches, you're into pizza, you're into Italian food. There's good Asian food in Philly. Like, there's so much good food in that area. Obviously, I grew up there, so I'm biased. Yeah. But I've literally spent, ever since I left there, like left Penn State and left Pennsylvania, like I've spent years trying to find things that are better than what I had at home. Like, I'm not the dude that's like trying to tell you, oh, this place is the best and don't think anything else is better. I don't live there anymore. I'm trying to find the good stuff. Like, I'm trying to find things that are better than the stuff I had when I was younger. But like, sometimes you can't. But like, listen, it's Philly. It's cheesesteaks. Like, it's a cheesesteak. It's a cheesesteak place. So I feel like that question has got to be derived in that. Like, what's the best cheesesteak place in Philly? And I would have to say, this place called Alessandro's. It's in like the Roxbury area of Philly. Super good. Listen, if you're on this stream and you're looking to go to Philly, don't go to Pat's or Gino's. I know those are like the two famous, like trendy places. Listen, they're not good. You will literally be wasting your time. I'm telling you, you'll be wasting your time. Go to like a place like D'Alessandro's, a place like Max's. It's in North Philly, or a place like Jim's. Those are probably my top three.
Appreciate it. I need to get to Philly. I've actually never been to Philly. Like, I've never run pre and relays. Never been to Philly. I've never. Damn, it's like I've been to a lot of places, man. I've been to a lot of places, and Philly is not. So I appreciate the advice. I don't know if chat's gonna take up on, but I will take up on it. Next question is I'll save that one. Okay, what's your favorite taco to cook? Because we all saw the short rib video. Are short ribs now your favorite taco to cook? Or like, what's your favorite taco to cook?
Favorite taco to cook? Man, okay, I do have a favorite taco to cook. So it is actually a variation of that short rib taco.
Okay.
So I had that short rib taco. I made that taco bunches of times. Like, it's fire. If you guys haven't made it, go to my Instagram and make it. But I've made that taco into a breakfast version. So, yeah.
I'm intrigued. I love breakfast, like tacos stuff.
Listen, I thought about doing it on a video, but like I've done it like if you follow me, I've done it on my Instagram. Like, so you might have seen it. The short rib cooked in a red wine sauce, eggs. Sometimes I put like a little bit of hash browns on there, and like a homemade pico with this like jalapeno queso. Ooh, Clayton.
Yeah, I gotta make that.
Dude, it's
because I make homemade pico like once a week, and like I always keep it. Like Ari gets so mad because I make it by like the bowl, like a big bowl, and she'll be
Right.
like, "You're making that again?" It's like 7 tomatoes worth of I bought like a chopper just to make homemade pico. But dude,
I'm
you can put
telling
on
you, man.
anything.
Homemade pico is a vibe, dude.
You can put on anything. I like
Yeah.
we made shrimp tacos the other night and just like threw it in with the shrimp, sauteed it up. Like you put on anything.
I've got to record my next. If you guys are following, every Tuesday this month, I got a Taco Tuesday series going.
I
So there will be tacos all month. If you're looking at tacos, there will be tacos every Tuesday on my Instagram. And I've got another cool idea coming up that I'm going to shoot tomorrow. And this one's going to be extra fire. A little different than obviously the first one. It was a short rib taco, but this one will be different. Going to be fire though.
I
Fire.
Let's do a little like pick or choose here with food.
Okay.
Okay, well I'm curious by this one. Pizza or tacos? And this is like we'll say like the best pizza and the best tacos you would want to have, not just like average.
They're putting in it. They're putting. Wow, this is fucked up. Tacos. There's a lot more. There's a lot more.
It's true.
Yeah.
Are you a big pasta guy?
Yeah, I love pasta.
Okay, red sauce or white sauce?
White sauce.
Oh, okay. Steak or chicken?
Chicken.
That's interesting.
I love chicken.
Hmm.
I eat a lot of chicken. Like I love steak too, but like chicken's got so much range.
That's true. That's true.
So much range, dude.
Favorite seafood?
Crab.
Okay. And then if you could cook a breakfast buffet, what would be on your breakfast buffet?
Oh man. There will be biscuits and gravy. Love that. There will be some form of super fire crispy potatoes. There will be eggs scrambled. There will be bacon, sausage. Listen, I'm not really
cheese
like
on the eggs. Cheese on the eggs or no?
Yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure. I'm not like a sweet breakfast guy. Like people love like pancakes and French toast. Like I love pancakes. Like I had a question for you.
Okay.
Since we're on this, pancakes, French toast, waffles. Rank them 1 through 3.
French toast, pancakes, waffles.
I respect the fact that you put waffles at the bottom. Waffles are trash, dude. To me,
Unless you get like a good Belgian waffle where it's not so sweet.
Right.
Like if you go to a hotel and get a waffle, or you go to like an IHOP and get a waffle, it's like just breaded sugar. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm a sugar guy. I love sugar. I've gotten away
Respect.
from breakfast. I've gotten away from sugary breakfast. Like if I go and get French toast, it's usually like French toast with like fruit on it or something like that, and then I get like a side of bacon and eggs or something to
Right.
go with it. Like I can't just eat a whole plate of like 6 pancakes anymore. Like I couldn't.
Yeah. Nah, like two pancakes is enough for me.
A side
But
of a
it's gotta
chocolate
be
chip
something
pancake is
like-
perfect.
Yeah, I feel that. I respect that. Love pancakes, but yeah, if you put some pancakes on there, it'd be the sweet option, and some fire orange juice, and that'd be.
Dude, the orange juice at the House of Pancakes
Oslo?
in Eugene.
Oh, House
no,
of
in
Pancakes.
Eugene. In Eugene.
Oh, fire.
And Oslo.
Fire.
Oslo too. I will say that Oslo. But the orange juice in Eugene at the original House of Pancakes is worth every single dollar that they charge you, which is like your entire pocketbook to buy that.
Yeah, and their pancakes are worth it too.
The other pancakes are huge, but
Yeah.
well, have you ever been talking about breakfast food in Eugene? Have you ever been to Addie's Diner?
I have.
That place
Is that the place with the super big pancake?
Yes. And she
Yeah,
charges like
yeah.
$4 for all the breakfast, and it's like 20 people sitting there, and like that's the best place for breakfast in the world.
I'm a big Yelper, dude. Like if I'm in the city, like wherever I'm at, I could be there for a night. If I'm there for a night, I will be on Yelp trying to find out where the good food is. Like
you got to.
I will go check it out.
But Addie's Diner is good. All right, final question. Food. This kind of wraps it all into one. It could this I guess it could be your favorite or whatever you want it to be. You could cook one meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. What would you cook for breakfast? Simple. Not your breakfast buffet. Like what would be your breakfast? What would be your lunch? What would be your dinner? And you cook it. You had to cook it all the time. I guess your favorite.
Okay, I would make biscuits and gravy with a side of eggs and like probably bacon or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know why I like that shit. It's probably why I'm fat now. I haven't had it in a while though. If you're watching this, like I'm talking about all these foods, I haven't had them in a while. But biscuits and gravy, eggs and bacon, like any day of the week, I'm cool with that. Lunch wise, big time sandwich guy. So I'd have to go with like Probably a hoagie, like a cold sandwich with like turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, mayo.
Like an Italian type.
Yeah, like with a fire. The bread's got to be super good.
Mm-hmm.
With lunch, like some chips and like a lemonade or something. Perfect lunch for me any day of the
Like a
week.
Penn Station.
Yeah, yeah,
The place is
yeah,
fire.
yeah. Like
Greasy
I'm
fire.
a sandwich, like say super sandwich dude. It can be Jimmy John's. Like I like shit like that. For dinner, what will be my dinner? Yo, I just made this like honey mustard kind of chicken in my air fryer 2 days
Okay.
ago. I'm gonna make a video about it at some point with like some super good roasted potatoes that had like green onions and bacon, and I love spinach also. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is super balanced dinner. I could eat that any day of the week.
Yeah, I need to see that video because that sounds good. Also, the air fryer is like my favorite kitchen tool. That thing is,
Listen,
you can put
that's the
anything in
thing.
that thing.
You were talking a while ago about like how you like to cook, like you like food. So like the part of the thing I'm gonna start shifting to in some of my videos when I put them out is just simple things because
Yeah.
we're like we ain't got that much time. So obviously I make these super crazy dinners sometimes, but like most times I'm trying to figure out how to make super cool shit real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the air fry is like that shit is magic, dude.
You can put anything in it. We made donuts in the air fryer one time.
How was that?
Really fire. You gotta. It's
Yeah.
the biscuits. You buy some biscuits. And you put it in a little like butter and cinnamon sugar, and that's it. And then just it's so good.
Damn.
Yeah. I need that. I need to make a video on that. I need to make a video. And I'm
You should. You literally should, dude. You literally should.
All right. Let's change a little bit to sports, and then we'll go back to track for the end of it. The NBA is in full swing. The NFL is getting ready to start. Let's talk about the NBA first. First off, what's your take on? I'm gonna guess Giannis wins MVP. I'm gonna probably could probably claim that. What's your claim on like the awards? Him being Defensive Player of the Year, Ja, Rookie of the Year. What's your takeaways from those?
Ja was definitely Rookie of the Year, and I was super glad that they gave it to him and didn't try to do some weird stuff and give it to Zion just because they love Zion so much.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it at all.
That would have made me really like. I like the fact that he was third because he was behind Kendrick Nunn,
Mm-hmm.
just Miami too, and that's the order. Like I love to see that they recognize that's how it went. Giannis, yeah, Giannis is the MVP. Is he the best player? I don't know, but the Bucks had the best record in the NBA. They were blowing people out. He played well. Like
It's hard to argue with it. It's like I don't want to give it to. It's kind of like I feel like what you're trying to say is you don't want to give it to him, which is kind of how I feel. I don't want to give it to him because I don't feel like. I don't think they're gonna like chat knows I'm big into sports cards. Like a week and a half ago, I started buying every Jimmy Butler card I could find in a Heat jersey because of this exact situation. And look at him popping off, winning games from the free throw line, beating the Bucks 2-0. All his stuff is quadrupled since I bought it 2 weeks ago. But from 2 weeks ago was like, dude, I think the Heat, if the Bucks can survive the Heat, I think they survive the East. Because I think the Heat is as good of a challenge as they're going to get in the next round. But I don't think they can survive the Heat.
We'll see, because Boston looks good, though.
But I don't think if you put Boston versus the Heat, there's really that much of a... There's not a huge separation between the two, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, listen, I started a podcast. Well, I didn't put it out. At some point I will. Just an all-encompassing podcast. And the first episode that I recorded was about basketball, because this is before basketball had started. It was a period of time where they were coming back, but they hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
So I recorded for like 15 minutes, just talking about all the things that I was excited about seeing and kind of what I thought. And it's playing out how I thought it would. And the first thing I said was, I'm not sold on the Bucks. I'm not sold. I have not been sold. I think they're going to lose. Like, yeah, I'm kind of over it, dude. I was happy to see your Blazers do what they did, though.
Dude, they had everybody healthy, and then Collins got hurt. But I think what happened was, one, they honestly got burnt out. I think they played 10 games. I mean, from tip to the buzzer, they played 10 games within what had every game within 5 points of each other or something like that. It was crazy. Right. And then you get in, you play game 1, and then game 2 you just get your your door's blown off of you, and then all of a sudden in game 3 you stutter a little bit, and then it's just obviously over from there. You're playing arguably one of the best players of all time. You're playing Anthony Davis, who I think could easily become one of the best players of all time. I think he's, for as hyped as he is, I still think he's underrated. I think he's I think he could be one of the greatest of all time. And then I think the other reason is they don't know how to play. They didn't know how to play with two big men like they were trying to do against them. And Hassan just wasn't playing the way he did in game 1 in the first 8 games. That's the other thing. I think Hassan Whiteside personally cost them a lot of energy, a lot of minutes, a lot of just, whether it's wins or not, I don't know. But Hassan didn't perform the way he should have in that series.
Yeah, I feel like, listen, I put this on them. Like, I don't think they should have been in that predicament in the first place. Like, with how much talent they have on their team throughout the season, there's no way that team was supposed to be fighting, having to win out.
They didn't have Nurkic at all. They didn't have Collins at all. They didn't have Melo for half the season, and then Melo took time to circle in. So really, it was you were playing through Hassan Whiteside, who one night you could see where he was like in game 1, he plays like an absolute animal, and then you could play like the next 5 games where he doesn't even, you might as well put him on the bench. Gary Trent wasn't playing like he was during the season. You were literally running the ball through Dame and CJ, and then that was really it. Like there was no, like, Trevor Ariza wasn't a big scorer for that. Like, I mean, I went to a few games before I left Portland. Like, you're going to watch Dame CJ. Like, you knew what was going to happen, and when you play teams in the West who have guys like Jokic night in and night out, like Jamal Murray, who's going to shut them down. I mean, it's tough to get wins in the West, and they just weren't getting the wins they needed. But the problem was they just had nobody outside of Dame and CJ till the last couple games, and then they show up to the bubble at full health, and they look like this miraculous team. And it's exactly what you're saying. Like, they shouldn't have been in that position. But in all honesty, like, I follow obviously a bunch of Blazer accounts, and I was interacting with one of the guys who writes for one of the accounts, and him and I both said, like, you couldn't have asked for a better season, honestly, from where they started with Nurkic being out from last year, and then Collins dislocating and being gone. Like, it was just one thing after another kept, like, kind of just being like, okay, this is annoying.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say this right now, what I'm about to say about the Blazers, but next season will be really interesting to me. First, we got to see what happens about Dame's knee and all these little injuries he's got. But I hope they re-sign Melo.
I do too.
And I hope they re-sign Melo. And I think they found a rotation. Like, when Zach Collins gets back, you got CJ, you got Dame, Gary Trent Jr. has turned into this guy, 3-and-D guy. Like, he can defend really well. You bring Melo back, you still got Nurkic and Whiteside. Like, they've got players, and then you get Trevor Ariza. I thought he would have helped big time.
Yeah, I think so too, because he would have relieved. Like, Melo's a defender or a scorer. I feel like he can't play. He can play both ends extremely, extremely well, but you can't really, like, he was trying to match up against LeBron, shut down LeBron, and then go on the other end and kind of put on the back of, like, being that, like, 3-4 scorer that the Blazers needed. But I think, like, the Blazers will be. I don't think they'll keep Whiteside. I think they'll dump Whiteside. I think they'll try to find. Honestly, they'll try to find a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge or Kevin Love or somebody who's, like, on a veteran, like, contract to kind of fill in that, like, that 4 spot they need, or that, like, small 5 spot to kind of give. Because I think the one thing you've learned is, like, the chances of Collins and Nurkic staying healthy for an entire season together is not going to happen. It just never happened to me as a Blazers fan.
He needs some rim protection, though. Like, as much as I like Nurkic, like, he's a scorer. He's not a defender.
No, it's true. That's very true. But it'll be tough too, because they're in that, like, no man's land where, like, they're like that 15th pick or something, 16th pick, where it's like you're not going to get anybody crazy out of the draft. You're going to get a guy like Nasir Little they got, who's solid, but like
the Cowboys do that shit. It's like the Cowboys, man. They go 8-8. Like, you're literally right in the middle. Like, you weren't good enough to make the playoffs, and you didn't suck enough to get a good draft pick. Now you're just in purgatory.
That's kind of how the Bengals were. Like growing up as a Bengals fan, it was like you make the first round, you lose the first round of the playoffs every year. You go 8-8, you go 9-7 or something. You sneak in, or you're right on the brink. Exactly what you're saying, and then you draft nobody, and then finally they sucked enough in the last 2 years to get Burrow now, so we're good.
Right.
What are you most excited about in football season?
Dude, just so much, man. Like, there's so much I want to see. Like, I'm literally excited to see. I got to see what the Bucks look like. Got to see what, like, But I gotta see it though. Like, listen, I'm a huge Chris Godwin, Penn State guy. Like, huge Chris Godwin. I believe in that dude. Like,
I forgot he went there. I forgot he went there.
I didn't. He's in all my fantasy league last year. I was like, Chris Godwin, give me. Like, I just know. I watched him play. That dude's got hands. He's reliable. Like, that dude is a monster. Playing alongside Mike Evans, like, fantasy football guys in here, make sure you get Chris Godwin big time. I'm predicting a bigger year for Chris Godwin than Mike Evans. Hot take. But I want to see the Bucs. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I need to see the development of Dak Prescott. I need to see what this Mike. We made a lot of moves, man. So I can't wait to see, is our defense going to be as good as I think it could be? Like, we signed all these defensive linemen. We got CeeDee Lamb now.
Yep.
I just need to see what they look like. If out on paper they should like blow people out, but paper's one thing, the field's another thing. So we'll see. But another underlying thing I'm really excited to see in the NFL is Cam Newton and the Patriots. 100%. I really feel like the Patriots are going to be really good.
I think a lot of people were always like, was it Belichick or Brady? And now we get to see, Belichick gets Newton now and can kind of mold Newton in the offense to fit, you would think. But now Brady's in Tampa Bay, and now they're surrounding him with talent. And it's like, now is it Brady going to carry the offense, or is it going to be Belichick creating an offense around Newton and creating this? I really
don't think. The more things kind of transpire, I really don't even know if we're going to get a real answer to that, because, like, you take Tom Brady, you put him in Tampa Bay, and then you surround him with every weapon you could ever surround a dude with. Like, any good quarterback in that system is going to flourish. So they're going to do well. And then I think you're still going to see those handprints of that Belichick way in New England, because Cam Newton's a leader. Like, people buy into Cam Newton, and I think that defense is going to be good. So we'll see. We'll see.
It'll be fun. All right, Super Bowl NBA Finals prediction. Who's winning the NBA Finals and how many games?
Who's playing who, or you want who's
playing who? Who's going to win and how many games, and who's the Finals MVP? And then I want your Super Bowl matchup and who's going to win the Super Bowl.
The Los Angeles Lakers will win the NBA championship in 6 games over the Miami Heat.
That a boy. That's it.
I think the Heat are going to beat the Bucks. I think the Celtics are going to win that series. It's going to be Heat Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Celtics are going to beat them because I think they can defend well. And I think the Lakers are going to beat – I just think the Lakers are going. I'll save everybody the theatrics. And then I think the Heat, as good as they are, I don't think they're any match for the Lakers, so I think they win in 6 games. Maybe even 5 for real.
Who's the NBA – who's the Finals MVP? Anthony Davis?
LeBron, because he'll average a triple-double.
He'll average triple-double. I think I same assumption, but I think Anthony Davis will do it.
Davis.
He is so hard to guard right now.
He will be when you're watching the games, the numbers will say, like, Anthony Davis's impact is going to be MVP, but when it's done and, like, LeBron's going to, like, take the last shot, he's going to have a triple-double. It's going to be so hard for them not to give it to LeBron. But
LeBron passes up the last shot now, though. I'm a LeBron guy. I love LeBron, but he passes up the last shot now too much for me.
Yeah, it's killing me.
He passes it up, man. He's just got it. Game 1 was bad, dude. He missed those free throws. I think he realized, like, I could get my head out of my ass pretty much.
LeBron blows my mind, dude, because, like, every time he decides to go to the rim and, like, be in attack mode, like, he always finishes.
Exactly.
So I'm, like, so confused as to why he doesn't do it more often.
Or he creates a foul. Or he creates a foul out of it.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you pulling up from fucking 47 feet when every time you go to the rim, you create a good play, either for somebody else or for yourself?
Exactly. Yeah, but he's an athlete.
Super Bowl, you said. I'm taking okay, you want my heart prediction or my head prediction in the
NFL? Do your head prediction. Do an analytical, like, who you actually think will be in it.
The Seattle Seahawks versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
And then I think the Ooh, this is tough. I'm taking Seahawks.
All right.
Taking Seahawks.
All right.
That's a little left field, I know, but I'm rolling.
It's not super left field. I feel like the Seahawks are kind of we were talking about the Blazers being in the middle, the Cowboys being in. I feel like the Seahawks are like one ladder rung above those guys. They're like stuck in that like, oh, we might make the NFC Championship, but like we're not like a Super Bowl winning team, but we're not like we're not going to get any draft picks.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Antonio Brown after 8 games. And then I think Russell Wilson's just going to make it happen. Like,
dude, he deserves it. He is.
That dude's a winner.
He's good. He's good.
He's a winner.
All right, I'm gonna take it back to the track for a couple more minutes before we wrap it up. I want to take it back. We've talked a little bit about recruiting on the channel, and some of it's been obviously distance oriented. I want to talk about your recruiting process a little bit. Going to Penn State.
Right.
You said you football scholarship or something potentially. Then you got track scholarship. Talk a little about your recruiting process and anything you have for like throwers or any field event people who are going through the recruiting process now or will be pretty soon. Any tips you can give them? Any kind of help you got for them?
Yeah. So coming out of high school, I wasn't superly highly recruited. I only threw 60 feet. For guys that don't know, that's like a you're good but not great kind of guy. Like
Gotcha.
you can get a scholarship, but you're not getting a full ride to any of the good schools throwing 60 feet, especially not today. But I was recruited by a few schools. I ended up going to University of Houston first, and I ended up transferring to Penn State after a year. But any tips that I would have is just don't get super caught up in. A lot of people, like, once they start getting those offers and they get those letters, like that's like kind of the end thing for them. People want that. They want that recruitment video. They want to just be cool, but just do the work and make sure whenever you're picking a school that you find a place that really fits who you are, who you're trying to become, and that can support you going to where you're trying to go. As much as track is a team sport, like I believe that, like especially in college, there is a team aspect of track that really helps you get to that next level. Like find a place that can really help cultivate your talent. Like it's not about being as cool and like going to Oregon because, you know, it's cool. They're a Nike school, they got our uniforms, like getting caught up in the hype of a program just being one thing. Next thing you know, you're not getting the attention you need. You're not getting the training. You're a part of this, like, just this group, this mold that's not really fitting your style, but because you're a part of this now, they're not really specializing anything for you. Go to a place that's really going to help you get to where you're trying to go. And that may not be the coolest place in the world for you. So that would be my advice, is to really take some of the ego and coolness out of the recruitment decisions and really think hard about, can this place get me to where I'm trying to go? Because Penn State, for me, when I transferred back, I had friends there. I'm a Pennsylvania guy, so it just did something for me internally being in that blue and white. Like that meant a lot to me, and that allowed me to work harder. And I had a coach who challenged me every day and helped me work hard to get to where I was trying to go. So I think me deciding to go back to Penn State was huge, but a lot of that played into, like I was talking about, kind of, I felt like this is the place that could help me get to where I was trying to go. I was at University of Houston and I had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love my friends there. I still talk to a lot of them to this day. Like it wasn't a bad fallout situation. I just really didn't feel like athletically I could get to where I was trying to go there. And so it was tough for me to make that decision to transfer, but we're here today. And I think we're here today because I made that decision.
The one thing that I always kind of mention to people, and I had one of Ari's friends who threw at Oregon, now coaches at D3 school in Oregon, or like a D3 college in Oregon, and we kind of talked a little bit about the recruiting process, and then had a conversation with a high school kid when I was visiting family the other weekend. There was a neighbor that she's looking at a school, and I said you got to divide it up into sections, but the one thing that I always suggest is like take track out of the school.
Right.
Because you might not be running or throwing tomorrow. You never know what happens in life. And you got to have a school that wants to prepare you for life and gets you where you can be successful off the track. Because even if you do become professional, if that's your dream, it's extremely hard to make a living off of it only. Mm-hmm. And you can only do it for so long. Track and field is not like the window is so short, and it's in the track and field such a sport of you're only as good as your last performance.
Right.
especially when it comes to like the professional level. That you have to have somewhere that can prepare you for life and you enjoy your process. And then if you're enjoying being there off the track, you're going to perform well on the track.
Right.
Like I think that's
Right.
what you kind of hit on too. Is like at Penn State, you fit, you were comfortable, you were confident, and that translated to obviously great performances in the circle.
Right.
Whereas if you were at Houston still, and yeah, Houston's a great program, everybody knows Houston,
Mhm.
but if you're not comfortable there, if you're not confident there, when you step in the circle, it doesn't matter how great the coach is, how great the facilities are, like how great the training staff is, how cool the jersey is. If you're not
Mhm.
confident, like you're never gonna get your full potential.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I think it's the proof is in. It's in if you guys, if anybody who's watching, if you just look at the amount of people who have transferred schools, the amount of people who have left some of these programs that guys people love so much. Like you listen to these stories of people and you internalize a little bit, it'll make you think like, man, maybe I should really think twice about where I decide to go to school. Like it's always people. We're in those positions now because we're out of school and we sound like those old guys by
Yeah.
telling people like that it's bigger than that. But I'm telling you, like everybody always goes through this process and they learn in their own time. So you can tell people as much as you want to, but they'll learn eventually that you have to make these decisions based on all these other things because track is such a small portion of what that 4 to 5 years is like for you. Like you got to live there, you got to be on that team, you got to be in that community, you got to be in those classrooms. Like you are literally so like track is probably 25%, like the on the track stuff, 25% of what a college experience is. So really putting all those things into perspective when you're making the decision, I think is key.
And I think too, like the other thing is the opposite of it is if Oregon or an Arkansas or whatever the powerhouse school you want to go to, a Penn State, if you're
Yeah,
if a small time recruit, like those schools could be a fit for you. Like I wanted to go
yeah,
big. Like I was third in the NCAA or third in, let's see, I got recruited and I was third in Division 3 in Ohio in
mhm,
the mile. Like I wasn't a high level recruit at all, but I wanted to go Division 1 and I wanted to go big. Just that was what I
yeah,
wanted to do. And I settled in Akron because I took a bunch of visits and felt like it fitted. But like I had like Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia Tech, like you name like this side of the Mississippi, like I had them on my list to like want to go there. Illinois,
right,
Purdue, like I wanted to go big, and I found Akron was the best fit. And kids are like, "Well, I want to go big. I want to go big." And I was like, "I'm not saying don't go big, but make sure if you're gonna go big, like you're going for the right reasons.
yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
going because you're going to be successful on and off the track. You're going to get the degree you want. You're not going to Oregon to get, I don't know what their engineering program's like, but I'm sure it's not anywhere near what other engineer. If you want to be a great chemical mechanical engineer like I wanted to be, like Oregon was never on my list because I'm not going to get a degree from Oregon when I can go to a school like Purdue, Illinois, Cincinnati, even Akron now. Like those are the engineering schools in the Midwest. Like why would I go across the country to get an engineering degree that's less caliber than what I'm going to get somewhere else?
yeah.
Like I think there's a
I
lot of
like
factors into it.
I co-sign that 100%. Like that's the thing. Listen, people go to these places and are successful. Like Penn State's not a small school by
No.
any means, but like, yeah, people go to these places and are successful at all, like all the time. Every year, there's people at these schools that are successful. So don't take any of our comments as to say that we're saying avoid these programs. No way. Like you said, it's all about fit. So it's just about when you make that decision to go to one of these programs, make sure that you are making it holistically. Like you've taken everything into consideration. You said, nah, this is the program for me. Like this is where I go when that makes sense. And that's how you get those success stories. Like that's how all those people that are successful at these programs, it's because they love it. They love something about it works for them. The
Yep.
program, the people being there, like all of those things works for them and has allowed them to be comfortable enough to excel in the sport.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Agree 100%. All right. I'm gonna ask you one last question. I just asked chat if they have any more questions for you. There's a couple in chat that I've been waiting on.
Okay.
What's next for you? Obviously Tokyo 21, Tokyo 20, Tokyo 21, whatever it is. Tokyo Olympics is on everybody's goal, everybody's radar.
Okay.
What are some things you're like working on? What are some goals? Like, what are your final thoughts going into the next build up through 21 and even beyond? Kind of talk us about a little bit about what to expect from you.
Yeah, I moved to Phoenix this past like a couple months ago. And I looked at it as it's the next phase of my career for me. Obviously, I'm still learning, still developing, still chasing, trying to become the best thrower of all time. Like, that's the goal. But I'm moving into a different phase where like I'm trying to do more life things. So I'm trying to find more balance. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to open some businesses. Like that's kind of where the next 4 years is for me. It's like I've gave like the last 4 years to like straight Kobe Bryant mode where like I'm only doing this all day long. Like the only thing I'm thinking about is shot put. Like I've done that. And not to say that like I'm not focused on the shot put, because of course I am. Like I'm working super duper hard. But like trying to put all factors of my life into some sort of balance to be successful is what the next thing is for me. But going into 2021, it's literally just taking everything one day at a time for me, like trying to just be overall better, trying to be more fit, trying to be more athletic, and just working on all of those little small things. Because like we talked about in the beginning of the episode, dude, our event is crazy right now.
Yep.
So like I'm trying to put together a world record, like because that's what, and not because of the ego thing of like trying to break a world record. It's like no, like
That's what it's probably going to take.
that's what's going to take the win. So like
Yep.
I'm doing all the small things that I can do to put myself in the best position to be prepared to compete at that level next year. So, like that's where I'm at with 2021.
No, I feel you. I mean, look at the 800. Like, you got to break the American record probably to win. If
Yeah.
not now, challenge the world record again. Same.
If you're not in
Same
it to
thing.
win it, man, what are you doing?
Yep.
So,
All right, got a few more questions, quick ones here from chat, and I'll let you go. Someone asked earlier, your go-to form of cross training. Is that even?
ooh.
Do you guys cross train? Like, how do you cross train as a?
So we do some plyometric stuff.
Gotcha.
Like literally today, right before I got on this chat, and that's what was taking me so long. Like I just got out the pool. Like we had like a pool workout. But that's probably my favorite kind of stuff is doing stuff in the pool. Like just any type of thing. Like obviously shot putters got I don't know if it has the rep of just being like the big dudes that are super strong or whatever, but like you gotta be athletic, you gotta be able to move. So if you could just think of anything that involves overall athleticism, it's good for the shot put as well. So like the shot put connects to a lot of you runners more than you might think.
Gotcha. This might be a kind of follow-up to that real quick. What's the crossover between shot put and discus for somebody who's training in high school for both?
The techniques are similar. Obviously, in the discus is a longer event because the implements out like your arms extended, so it's further out from your body than shot put. The techniques are pretty similar, but it's a lot more of a patient event. The discus is like the shot put. You can get away with being a little stronger and using that force and that girth to make the ball go extra far. But the reason why I was never successful at the discus is because I did that. The discus takes a lot more finesse, a lot more length, and using those levers and a lot more patience. So that's probably the biggest difference in the techniques between the shot put and discus. But the overall footwork of the rotational shot put and the rotational discus are pretty similar.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that answered it, but I hope it did.
Yeah, it's cool. How far could you throw a 12-pound shot put, high school shot put?
Like 90 feet. Maybe close to 100 feet, maybe.
It's a long way.
Nah, 100 feet's probably pretty far, but like it'd probably get close to 90.
It's a long way. And then why is Michael Carter the GOAT?
I love Michael Carter. Michael Carter is the GOAT because he's the only man to ever throw a high school shot over 80 feet. Like
that's a long way.
Listen, you know what
as
we
a high
think
school
of,
kid, that is a long way.
Yeah, you know what we think of Ryan Krauser. Like, you know who Ryan Krauser is. He's the man, right? Ryan Krauser threw 77 feet in high school. So not 80 feet. He threw 81 feet from the glide, not from the rotation. Like, so much less ability to apply force in the glide than it is in the rotation. You remove that, straight athleticism, pure strength, 81 feet. And then he's one of the only dudes to have, he might be the only dude. I just don't know if he is, so I can't say it. To have a Super Bowl ring and an Olympic medal, Olympic silver medal and a Super Bowl ring. So
you can't
that's
really.
why Michael Jordan
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. So, Hey, man, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Like we said, better late than never. But I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I know Chad had a lot of fun, a lot of good questions. I appreciate you hanging out, and can't wait for the next taco video on Tuesday.
For sure, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Like, I'm super glad we got to do this. This was cool, man. We should
No, I
we should
appreciate
we
it.
should chop it up again some other time for
For
sure.
sure.
Maybe we'll get on here. We should do a cooking collaboration, man.
We should do a cooking collab. You can come on and talk sports, man. We can talk NBA Finals when it comes around. We can hop on. You can hop on for 15, 20 minutes. We can just chat NBA, man. Let me
Listen,
know.
that's what we do. When the NBA Finals, right before the NBA Finals start, we'll do one where we chat it up, and then when it's done, we'll come back and wrap it all up.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good, man.
Perfect.
Appreciate you joining, man. Really do. Have a good night, man.
For sure. You too.
All right, chat. I'm not gonna exit that because I think I'll stay on here. I'm thinking about. I have to end this stream to get my webcam to work. When I close out, there's a fly. That's a huge fly. When I close out Discord, this webcam will close. I have to close the stream, but I'm thinking about staying on and playing a few games of Warzone. If you guys are down, I will close this stream and then restart the stream as a Warzone stream with the webcam in OBS. If you're down to hang out and play a few games. If not, I can end it and we can play maybe. Maybe I'll play tomorrow, but it's no guarantee. But I'm here. I'm sitting in front of the computer. I want to play some Warzone. So I thought maybe I turn on that. But I really appreciated Darrell coming on. I thought it was a lot of fun. If anybody has any other guests you want to suggest, hit me up on social media. Send me a message. Send it in the Discord. That was a good guess. That was a lot of fun. He's for sure coming back. Justin's come back and talk to NBA. Maybe we'll get all three of us on, have a little NBA night or something like that. But let me I'm going to, can I do this? Can I change this? I don't know. I might have just messed up the whole stream. Okay, that wasn't good. I can't do that. All right, I'm going to exit this stream. Give me a minute or two. I'm going to relaunch it in the other source where I have the webcam and I can play Warzone.